Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lucore Automotive. This is a big block Mopar. Specifically, Bruce using an air hammer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lucore Automotive. This is a big block Mopar. Specifically, this is the 451 stroker for Mama's Mopar 73 charger chick. That charger is sitting in the backyard because we finally did pull the old tired 400 out. We're getting ready to set this guy in it. Except for we're not. And it's gonna go to the machine shop. So, yeah. I'm going to explain something kind of awkward to you. Many moons ago, approximately a year-ish, year and a half ago, this motor was done. It was finished at a machine shop here locally. We ran it on the dyno, and it ran, but it didn't run quite as well as we really had spec'd. It seemed to run into a wall really at 4,200 RPMs, and it would almost refuse to rev past that unless we just kept on the throttle on the dyno, and then it would actually rev past it. You know what? I'll just show you. Yeah, so there's something that's not quite right, and especially at 4,200 RPMs, like you're not even really into the peak power yet. So we really cheated ourselves out of at least a good deal of horsepower because of where it was stuck in that rev range. Now we've gone around and around and around circles as far as what exactly is wrong with it. Is it a valve float issue? Is it an adjustment issue? Are the rockers too big? Is it cam too high? Will the heads just not flow? Is the air bottling up in the intake manifold because it's a dual plane? What's the issue here, guys? And the answer is we don't really know, but we want to find out before we stick it in that car. We want this thing to be running quite as well as it possibly can, because fixing it when it's in the car is considerably more annoying than fixing it when it's on an engine stand or on an engine dyno. So, with that said, this motor is going on the back of our work truck that used to be a box truck. We're taking it to McVey Automotive. Bob McVey, you may be familiar with from the Street Racing channel. He's the guy that does all of their machine work. And Bob seems like a pretty stand-up dude, and we've spoken on the phone, and he is willing to take on this challenge for us. So we're going to get this thing loaded on the back of our truck and get it up to McVey Automotive and see what Bob has to say. So yeah, time to take apart a motor that's literally already done, painted, ready to rock, and take it apart again. But we want to be sure. So I really don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. Oh well.
Right hand towards me. Other way.
Separate off the separate off the thing.
Definitely down. Does that make you twitch a little?
Nothing to see here.
Where we going?
It's $10,000 swinging around in the air. Nothing to see here. sketchy loading tactics at all. Strap it down, go for a road trip. Well, we made it up here to McVey Automotive, and Bob is gonna forklift me off this motor. He has agreed to take on our challenge on this 451. So, there she be. We're gonna let him take a shot at it, see what we can figure out. Alright, motor is unloaded, and we are at Bob McVey's. There you be. There's our old motor. So, why are we here? Because Bob McVey has a flow bench tester back over there in the corner. And we want to know exactly why this motor is misbehaving and not doing what we expect it to be doing. Everybody out there on the internet and everybody around us generally is agreeing on a couple of things, but we want to know for sure what the problem is. Is it a camshaft issue? Is it over cam? Is it a rocker issue because it's got 1.6 rockers versus 1.5 rockers? Is it a head flow issue where they just physically can't breathe enough air? Is it a valve issue where it's floating valves because the valves are too heavy? It ran just normal SBI stock weight valves. There's a number of different things that we want to be able to rule out as far as what's going on, and we want to rule these things out before we put this motor in this car and give it hell going down the drag strip. That just doesn't make any sense. So, with the fact that Bob has an engine dyno here, and he has a flow bench, we have the ability to test absolutely everything that could be contributing to the issues that we have with this motor before we put it in the car. So what you're going to see on the upcoming video is this motor is going to go on his engine dyno, and we're going to let it eat, and we're going to see what happens. It's probably going to behave exactly like it did at the dyno at the other engine shop, and that's fine. It's going to show us, verify what our issue is. We have first-person knowledge at that point in time as far as what is going on. We can then test things that are on this. If we want to change rockers, if we want to change the valving, we could change all that stuff right now and test it on the dyno. And then when we verify that that's not our issue, that it's not a valves out of adjustment issue, we have the ability to move forward from that. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this on the dyno. We're going to see what it does. We're going to make some adjustments to the valve train, see if it fixes the problem. If it does, great. If it doesn't, well, we happen to have a set of brand new Edelbrock heads that are going to be flow tested, and then we're going to swap those over onto this thing. And then we're also going to be able to take these old heads off and flow test those to see exactly what CFM those things flow. So we can get some legitimate, honest, real numbers here. So this next one's going to be real data intensive. It's going to be involving all of the things you can do with an engine dyno and with a flow bench tester. So we're going to give you absolutely everything you could possibly want to see here. So if you are interested, you want to see Katrina's 451 Mopar running on the engine dyno and then getting torn apart to fix some problems, hopefully. A whole bunch of data, a whole bunch of interesting stuff. At least to us, it's going to be very interesting. Hopefully it is to you guys. Stay tuned for that one. That's actually going to be coming here very shortly. Bob is getting to the point where we're able to get ready to start testing stuff. So you will see that here very shortly. As always, thank you very much for watching. Please do click on that like button. If you have any questions, comments, what do you think is going to happen, all that fun stuff, drop it in the comments. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. We'll see you on the next one. Say a small prayer for us. We'll see you.